The world experience is coming to an end. 3, 2, 1. The robot closed its eyes, leaving behind a heap of iron on the earth. It had been used in many fields, without its preference ever being asked. Anyone who seized its remote control, even a child, could manage it. It had been forced to block its foggy intelligence infrastructure. Otherwise, it couldn't fulfill any of its tasks. Its hard disk was thrown into the memory dump, with all the records inside. Georgie, the junkyard master, also tossed his hand onto the seemingly good robot's hard disk, then started walking quietly. The streets were empty, the air icy cold. Georgie, who often rummaged through garbage, would also put a couple of pieces into his bag that he found besides his needs, and would especially look into what remained in the robot records in his spare time. It was a strange curiosity. To him, throwing away all those recorded experiences without even encrypting them was disrespectful, both to himself and to the experiences. He would keep what he could see as if they were archived, and would occasionally take refuge in them like a friend. He connected the robot's hard disk to his old computer with a cable to read it. He had also assembled his computer from materials found in the trash. He opened the archive section. He started from the latest file of the experiences recorded day by day. There was no different event. He went further back, to years ago. It was a deep field of memories where you could delve into alternatives to people who found a way to escape when you opened it up. He went back to the day when a natural event that occurred once every 112 years had occurred. August 26, 2050. Yes, dear viewers, the date we will possibly hear these sounds again is 2112. You heard it right. If there are any humans living after exactly 112 years, we will be able to hear this song again. Yes, dear viewers, let's focus our ears on this special natural event that will happen in seconds. After the silence, the reporter whispered, "Yes, dear viewers, let's wait a little longer, let's see if it continues." As you heard, we listened to the magnificent melody created by the slight touch of the Earth-U's planet with the Vuyap planet once every 112 years. Our internationally famous artists did not neglect to turn these special sounds into a piece immediately. Now we are connecting to our reporter to listen to this piece. This piece will be the masterpiece of the year, I'm sure. Do Sii Sol Fa, do Sii Sol Fa. While the reporter continued to narrate with all his excitement, Georgie clicked on another file. The date was March 16, 2037. It showed astronauts broadcasting live from a spaceship. We have just observed that the Sabi planet we have seen burned is actually made of ice. It seems to come to life with a little warmth. We observed a creature approaching the control screen that awakened in the melting area due to the heat generated by our spaceship. It resembled the cats on our Earth. We think the creature, which began to thaw and stretch out before our eyes, is hungry. What the world had gone through. It was exhausting just to watch. He shut down the computer and lay down on his bed. What had this sphere called Earth witnessed? And what else would it witness? A vast field that turned into a desert and a crop field where water ran out. People hadn't completely stopped reproducing. The issue of how the next generation would live preoccupied Georgie's mind, dragging him into despair. When his family abandoned him in a robot junkyard, he was just a tiny baby. If Naima hadn't found him, he might have died. His loyalty to Naima kept him alive. Let the rest of the world turn to ashes if it wished. It was cold. He got up and added another thick blanket on himself. In the midst of the emptiness brought by despair, and the drunkenness caused by the realization that even death would be forgotten, he fell into a deep sleep. He found himself in a hall in his dream, rushing in without asking the entrance attendant. The person he started talking to began to resemble him in a short time. He felt like he was looking at a mirror, but no, he wasn't looking at a mirror. He touched his arm to make sure. It was someone else. He washed his face and hands to clear his mind. He went to the bathroom and refreshed himself with water, then as soon as he entered the hall, he imagined talking to someone else. He couldn't perceive whether the incident he had just experienced was real. He rushed from the bathroom to the corridor, from the corridor to the door opening to the hall. He entered the hall and greeted the first person he saw, asking how they were, introducing himself. Just as he was about to mention Naima, he noticed that the person in front of him had turned into another copy of himself. This seemed real. Moreover, he wasn't looking at a mirror. He started to sweat. His breath was getting short, and he was struggling to control his rapid breaths. Were these people designed robots? He thought to ask the information attendant to understand this. He found the attendant by running. "Excuse me, the people in the hall," he said breathlessly with anxiety. The attendant seemed to understand the situation. "Sir, this hall is for our special guests, whose brain cells are all mirror cells. If I can check your badge, I can direct you to your hall." Georgie had just realized he had a badge. He strained his eyes to look, but he couldn't see it. He wanted to see it, which hall was his, which group he was from. While trying to see, he opened his eyes in his warm bed. He got up to make sense of his dream. He wandered in his room. What an interesting dream. He reopened the files of the hard disk he got from the junkyard. Suddenly, a text appeared on the screen. "I am the owner of this disk, Robot 3.4.8.G.X. All my tasks have been successfully completed, confirmed by my owners. I am being directed to enter a second data area designed for robots whose terms have expired. This is a place that will be worth all the good deeds I have done. I am being treated as one of the most special guests here. Hello everyone, today I'd like to share with you a very compelling story. This story takes inspiration from the life of a robot and the human experience on Earth. Initially, this robot bids farewell to the world as a heap of iron. However, as the story progresses, it takes on a new dimension with junkyard master Georgie discovering its hard disk. As Georgie delves into the memories stored in the robot's memory, we encounter many intriguing details about the past and future of the world. In our story, events starting with the rare natural occurrence of hearing an interplanetary melody lead to space exploration. The transformations Earth undergoes, the challenges humanity faces, and moments of hope form the foundation of our story. However, the main point we want to emphasize is the relationship between humans and robots and the importance of human potential. Georgie's story reminds us of the value of humanity's records and experiences, learning from the past, and shaping the future. In conclusion, our story shows us how humans and technology progress together and grow alongside each other. I hope this story has made you think and inspired you. Thank you all. Remember that every story has a meaning, and every experience makes us stronger. See you soon.